Hi everyone, we are from Group 2 and would like to present you about assessing speaking. We are students of Major Program in English Education and lectured by Dr. Ismail Patrus MA and Prof. Dimroh Ihsan MA PhD. Our group members consist of Nur Maskana, Nanda Nadia, and Fanny Tifano. Please pay attention and enjoy the video.
Hi, I'm Nur Maskana. As what had been mentioned before, our group will discuss about assessing speaking, and I will explain about basic types of speaking, micro and macro skills of speaking, and designing assessment tasks for speaking, imitative and intensive speaking. Last meeting, we have already discussed about assessing listening. In assessing listening, there are 5 assessments of performance tasks, and in assessing speaking, there are also 5 basic types of speaking that will be assessed. First is imitative speaking. In imitative speaking, the assessment will assess the imitation of a word or phrase, which is known as pronunciation. The second one is intensive speaking. In intensive speaking, the assessment is about the production of short or stretches of oral language. And the third one is responsive. In responsive, the assessment includes the interaction and task comprehension. And then the fourth one is interactive. In interactive, the assessment will assess longer than the responsive, which is the social interaction. And then the fifth is extensive speaking. In extensive speaking, the assessment is for the monologue, or for example the oral presentation, speech, and storytelling. Now, let's discuss about micro and macro skills of speaking. Micro skills means producing the smaller chunks of language, including phonemes, morphemes, words, collocations, and phrasal verbs. Where macro skills means the speakers focus on the larger elements, including fluency, discourse, function, style, cohesion, nonverbal communication, and strategic options. There are 3 important issues in designing oral tasks. First, concurrent involvement of the additional performance of oral comprehension and possible reading. Second, elicitation prompts achieves its aims as closely as possible. And third, carefully specify scoring procedures for a response. Now let's discuss about designing assessment tasks. First is imitative speaking. In a simple imitation task, the test takers will repeat the stimulus, whether it is a pair of words, a sentence, or even a question. For example, the test takers will hear, repeat after me, beat, bat. I bought a boat yesterday. Do you like coffee? When did you go on vacation? Well, for the scoring scale of the imitative speaking, there are 3. First is 2. When the test takers answer or repeat the pronunciation correctly, or it is comprehensible, the test takers will get 2. And if the test takers can partially pronounce the words or sentence, they will get 1, and 0 if the test takers is silent or seriously incorrect pronunciation. An example of test uses imitative is phone-pass test. Phone-pass test has supported the construct validity of its repetition task, not just for a test taker's phonological ability, but also for discourse and overall production ability. The phone-pass test elicits computer-assisted oral production over a telephone. Test takers will read aloud, repeat sentences, say words, and answer the questions with a downloadable test sheet as a reference. Test takers are directed to a telephone a designated number and listen for directions.
These are the test specifications of past tests.
Now, let's discuss about designing assessment tasks for intensive speaking. There are 5 tasks for intensive speaking. First is the rapid response task. Second, read aloud task. Third, sentence or dialogue completion task. Fourth, picture cue task and translation task. Well, let's discuss it one by one. Okay, the first one is the rapid response task. In this type of task, the test administrators elicit a particular grammatical form or a transformation of a sentence. Such tasks are clearly mechanical and not communicative, but they do require minimal processing of meaning in order to produce the correct grammatical output. For example, is here. The second one is reading aloud task. In assessing reading aloud task, the test takers will read a long paragraph or 2 paragraphs, and the assessment will assess the pronunciation and the fluency. And here is the scoring system. Next, another technique for targeting intensive aspects of language requires test takers to read dialogue in which one speaker's line have been omitted. The test takers are first given time to read through the dialogue to get its gist and to think about appropriate lines to fill in. Then, as the tape, teacher or test administrator produces one part orally. The test taker's response. Okay, here is an example. Another way for assessing intensive performance of speaking is picture cue task. Pictures may be very simple, designed to elicit a word or a phrase. Some words more elaborate and busy or composed of a series that tells a story or incident. Okay, here is an example of picture cue task. Okay, this is the example of intensive speaking picture cue task of minimal period. The last assessment of intensive speaking is translation. Translation is a well-proven communication strategy for learners for a second language. As an assessment procedure, the advantages of translation lie in its control of the output of the test taker, which of course means the scoring is more easily specified. Well, that's all from me. Thank you very much for your good attention. The next material will be explained by Fanny Pisano.